I have never seen such an ugly beauty. Only 3 worn-out shoes were left on her fingers. Surprisingly, even her hair was fake. 800-watt light bulb, coupled with a little loach-like tail, she instantly becomes the favorite female king of Wu among children. This is her poor freshman year. The little animals in class are so handsome and smart. Be sure to give her a like and half a comment and praise her in the comment area. Unfortunately, when she was forgetting herself, a junior student suddenly stood up and interrupted her speech. The next second, after shocking all the little witches, she took out a bottle of mysterious potion from her chest and said that this potion can make children transform. She would put it in the ground. It didn't take long for this kid to successfully turn into a duck. He even transformed all the kids without water to fulfill his lofty ideals. The little brothers couldn't help but applaud him. But at this moment, his expression suddenly changed, and he seemed to feel some mist, and his big nose was just playing. It turns out that there is a young man eavesdropping and observing Guai Guai under the table. Isn't this a fool's errand? I saw him flying the table first, only to find that there was no hair underneath. It turned out that the boy had already secretly hid in the pipe, and his uncle said goodbye to him and just played in it. But at this moment, a fat boy knocked on the door. We quickly changed our clothes and added potion of chocolate to trick him in, which frightened the young man so much that his face turned pale. At this time, Xiaopeng was still dreaming. The next second, I temporarily turned him into a street rat and ran away crazily under our feet. The boy's white rat was threatened, so he rushed out and grabbed it without saying a word, and the little fat tail began to run back crazily. Before you could react, I would hit him and it would go into the pipe. But just as they were discussing countermeasures, I suddenly came over and pulled the young man out of the pipe with his 2 ears and said that I wanted to help him transform. I have never seen such a scary witch. He was about to run away. The witch held down his tail and ordered his subordinates to throw a sledgehammer at the emergency moment. Xiaobai. The dragon rushed out again with one finger poofing. The little fat tree was about to be overtaken and reached a dead end. The little reptile jumped and quickly entered another pipe, but the bull demon king started playing poisonous songs, which made the reader that he couldn't open the door at all. At this time, they discovered that there was no reason on the bridge, so they followed the garbage truck and jumped to the ground, then trotted all the way to Merlin's location, and then opened a rat sticker and successfully opened the door. But when they heard Merlin and Grandma opened the door to save them, then they revealed their identities and told the witch about the evil deeds. In order to turn back into humans, they planned to study the poisonous witch's potion, and it happened that the witch's room was downstairs. Then Grandma put the puppy into the socks and sent her to the room downstairs, the witch bed and onto the table. Then she pulled out a bottle of potion and threw it on the ground. Just as she was about to run away, the witch suddenly returned to the room, scaring the young man under the table. I was trembling here, and I didn't realize that she would run away if she acted like a fool. So she was fooled and allowed her to escape successfully. Then they started to develop an antidote. But if this is true, cowhide is basically... There was no cure. In order to prevent the witches from continuing to fall, they planned to change their strategy, so on the 7th day they secretly came to the kitchen with a potion that was less effective than expected. Then put the remaining shot, hit her a little bit, she jumped quickly. In this way, she secretly put the potion into the soup of the witches, and then met her grandma and went to the restaurant to watch the show. She saw us all drinking the potion, and a grand super transformation show had begun. And none of these witches who drank the soup were spared. The first, second, and third ones all turned into ugly mice without exception. This is simply a feast transformed by rats. This is a traditional craft that is in chaos. The employees all join the rodent eradication operation. If the rocket plan is successful, quickly apply oil on the soles of your feet and sneak to the witch's room for the next step. Steal all their potions. The 3 mice fell to the ground and asked you to help. But just as I was preparing for maintenance, I suddenly rushed back. But a group of people panicked in an instant. But at this moment, Grandma didn't realize that she was mostly concerned about the potion. But at this moment, the bull demon king grabbed the bed and threw it aside angrily, then stretched out his arms and was about to send Grandma to the northwest. She drank a lot of blood and finally chased the witch's wig and used it as a parachute to land safely. At this time, the witch was full of experience. Her whole body was shaking uncontrollably. Words came. she sent the witch to the northwest with just one bite. At the end of the story, Grandma gets all the witch's savings and a book called You Want to Use These Potions to Turn All the Witches into Rats. In the end, Xiao Huo and the others did not turn back into humans, allowing Grandma to live happily together.